Welcome back to the Miele showroom here at Appliance Factory. Fine Lines. We're at the Zuni location. I'm with Keith. You're the Miele expert. And
Call me.
All right, I love it because I'm new to Miele as an appliance brand, and you're blowing my mind. Okay,
Right.
so there's something called menu cooking.
Yeah.
And can you tell everybody at home, elevator pitch, what is menu cooking?
Menu cooking is the easiest way to prepare a complete meal. With the combi steam oven that we have here, you're going to be able to select up to 3 different types of food. The oven is going to tell you how to prepare it, when to put it in the oven, and then everything comes out at the same time, ready to eat. A lot of the accessories are dishwasher safe, and there's really no guesswork because the oven tells you from the time you pick your food what to do with it and when to do that.
All right, so as I understand, it's optimized to use the steam oven. Wait, so hold on. I'm learning, so I might make this look hard, but it's not. Okay, we're gonna lift the panel, make sure that you're full of water.
Yep.
One of these is water, one of these
Exactly.
is the catch, right?
So this is your water intake container. You can tell it's the intake. It has this little circle on top. So when you go to the sink, you don't even have to take the lid off. Just fill up this container and we'll put it back in here. This,
sorry.
This is your waste container. So if we had cooked, Chef Mark would have spilled broccoli water all over his face, for example. Both of these are dishwasher safe. So the water starts here, turns into steam, and then gets taken into this bucket, dump it out, put both of these in the dishwasher to clean them.
So I'm assuming what happens then is you don't end up with the puddle in the bottom of the oven
Nope.
that's leaking everywhere,
Nope.
which we've all experienced if you've worked with steam.
So there are going to be some small bits of water here and there, but there's actually a drying cycle on this.
Okay.
So if you wanted to dry out the interior before you started baking something, for example,
It'll dry.
it will turn on the heating elements, dry, and tell you when it's done.
Okay, so we have 3 different modes here, operating modes like bake, convection,
Yep.
roast, things like that. Automatic programming is like I want the oven to cook a steak for me.
Exactly.
I want it to do my chicken, I want it to do my potato.
Exactly. And there are like over 100 recipes in there. There's like 5 different kinds of salmon, I believe, on this model. So it gets really specific in terms of what size these things are, what result you want. You know, it's not just like, oh, I'm cooking salmon and the oven's like, great, let me take a guess. You can input parameters to make sure it comes out, you know, as desired each time.
Very cool. Special modes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go to, there's all kinds of stuff here. Canning, blanching, sous vide, all kinds of cool stuff. Menu cooking. Okay, so up to 3 items simultaneously. So let's say I want to do grains and quinoa.
So this is part of what, in my opinion, makes this oven so accessible. I had no idea how to cook quinoa on a stovetop when I first started working at Miele, let alone in a built-in steamer. But all I have to do is go select the food I'm trying to cook and it will tell me here. Place grain and water in a solid container with a ratio of 1 part grain, 1.5 parts water. Your steam oven will come with one of these solid containers. Get a measuring cup, measure out a cup of quinoa, 1.5 cups of water, put it in here, and that'll get you 4 sets.
That's something, add food.
Yep, you can
Okay.
add up to 3 foods.
Vegetable asparagus.
Sure. And as a
Okay.
German company, we have specifically white asparagus, if that's also something you like to eat.
Of course. Medium. And then we want it a little bit more al dente.
Sure.
But it lets you choose from soft to very al dente. That's very cool. Okay. Perforated pan. Okay, let me guess. There's a perforated container.
Yeah, there is. So the high-end steam ovens will come with a half-size perforated tray, along with a full-size perforated tray, so you get lots of vegetable cooking space. Every steam oven will come with at least 1 half-size perforated.
Very cool. Okay. Then we're going to add food,
Sure.
and we're going to do a protein. Don't tell me fish, salmon, filet. Now, when you do this, can you? Oh, wait. I just answered my own question. Can you do this in the future? No, because you need to stand here to load stuff. Okay.
So that, the only activity, other than preparing it in your pans is going to be listening to what the oven says. Like it tells you when to put things in.
So I hit OK, I add my quinoa. The quinoa will cook to an optimized level before we add the asparagus. So then the quinoa and the asparagus are now cooking together. So the quinoa is like a third of the way done in relationship to the other two ingredients. Then the asparagus and the quinoa cook to 2/3 and 1/3 of the way when we add the salmon, and then they all finish together.
Exactly.
Who figured that out?
The engineers in Germany. That is German engineering at its finest, for sure. And you can't delay it, and it might seem a little annoying that you have to be here, but the oven will tell you, add the quinoa, and then at 6:23, we'll be ready for the asparagus. So you can add the quinoa and go take care of whatever else you need to do for 8 or 9 minutes. Come back, put the asparagus in, and it'll tell you put the salmon in at 6:29. So you can, the oven kind of helps you plan out when you're going to be active and when it needs you.
Okay. Wow. So we have a live oven here.
Yeah.
And we're going to try this.
Let's try it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we have this oven live. We have it under counter, and it's the XL version. It's a little bit bigger. It has an additional shelf, but identical functionality. So we can go ahead and go into special modes and the menu cooking. And we're going to start with grains, and we're going to start with quinoa. Okay, it's asking me to add the salmon. I would have thought asparagus next, but salmon next makes sense. All right, heating back up, adding more steam to the cavity. I'm excited. It's very quick as well. All right, the oven just chimed at me and it's saying add asparagus. All right, in we go. Careful. When you're opening a steam oven door, make sure you step back. Don't have your arm over the door. It's a good way to burn yourself. Ask me how I know. Okay, we have 10 seconds left. And the suspense is killing me. I've never experienced an oven that's smart enough to cook all my food simultaneously. And success. Let's take a look. All right. Smells great. Let's see here. Here's our asparagus. Beautiful color. Love that. Quinoa. It's in the back there. Come on. Lovely. And finally, our salmon. Now, when I do cooking in the showroom and in customers' homes, I tend to keep the food pretty simple. And the reason being is I want the appliance to do the work. I want to show off the technology, the features, and the capability here. So I'm going to do some tasting before I let my colleagues dig in. And true with steam, there's no flavor transfer. So my asparagus is going to taste nice and asparagus-y. I'm not going to get any of the salmon flavor. Delicious. I went with 1 under. If there was a medium bar, I went 1 under. Next time I'd go 2 or even 3 less, closer to al dente. I like a little bit more crushed for my asparagus, but that's very good. Not overcooked by any means. My quinoa is delicious. Simply delicious. And then the salmon looks great. Let's take a look here. Yes. I would say when it comes to steamed salmon, that's about as good as you can get. Really exciting. Who is this product for? Certainly the busy family, the busy professional who wants to eat healthy, but doesn't have the time to be shopping around for recipes, thinking about what's for dinner today or tomorrow. One of the ways you can use this appliance is to take a look at the features, the ingredients that are on the appliance itself and go, okay, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Oh, that's great. I'm at the grocery store getting sweet potatoes. And vegetable, there's cauliflower. I haven't had cauliflower in a while. And finally, what kind of protein do I want? Now remember, if you're doing a steak, a ribeye, something like that, that's going to favor dry heat. So I would recommend grilling or using the same oven and using one of the roasting features for that. But those healthy choices, salmon, chicken, the white meats, I think are going to work very, very well. And then it occurred to me while we were using this appliance, you could always do 2 vegetables. So you could have asparagus and cauliflower and a grain while you're grilling or roasting your meat for dinner. And it was also pointed out to me that this is a great way to do meal prep as well. Get all your cooking done for the week. So I'm really excited to share this feature with you. Me and my team, we're going to dig in and have some lunch. As always, make sure you like, subscribe. This is Chef Mark at the Appliance Factory Fine Line Showroom, and thanks for tuning in.